Ben Simmons has been able to stay out of the spotlight this season, even though the Brooklyn Nets have been in a lot of trouble. Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant were both traded away in the last year, and Ben Simmons has been able to stay out of the way. As the new-look Nets figured out where they stand in the East, more people in Brooklyn will be watching Simmons. If Tuesday's a sign of what's to come, the former All-Star point guard doesn't have a lot of hope. Since he's been coming off the bench in the Nets' last 3 games, his playing time is getting less and less. Simmons is averaging a career low in almost every category, with 7 points, 6.3 rebounds, and 6.1 assists per game. Simmons didn't want to score in Tuesday's game against the Knicks.
We understand that right now at the moment. The thing is about Ben Simmons is that when he had Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, I remember him being on record talking about, you know, we have the capability of being the best team in the league. Now, all of a sudden, KD and Kyrie Irving is gone.
A team the Nets hadn't lost to in 3 years. There's something fans are used to seeing from him. Simmons was asked why he didn't try a layup when he had a clear path to the basket in the first quarter. Instead, he passed the ball to Nick Claxton, who was standing still, and defenders rushed him right away. Simmons only played for 13 minutes, tried to make 2 field goals, and scored 2 points in the Knicks' 124-106 win. The former #1 overall pick has had a rough season, and this was just one more bad event. Fans, experts, and even his own coach are tired of seeing a player with a 5-year, $177.2 million or $256.6 million Australian dollar contract be afraid to score the ball.
All 16 guys are in that bucket, and trying to figure out what lineup fits around Ben, what position fits for Ben, how we can make him look good at every opportunity. That's the goal.
In the wake of Tuesday's loss to their crosstown rivals, the Knicks, Brooklyn Nets head coach Jack Vaughn's comments about Ben Simmons' future with the team showed how far the former #1 overall pick has fallen.
Put another big next to Ben, then you got to figure out what the spacing is around him. Then if you put a playmaker next to him, then you got to figure out what Ben looks like without the basketball.
Put another big next to Ben, and then figure out how much space there is around him. Then you have to figure out what Ben looks like without the basketball if you put a playmaker next to him. When asked how Simmons would fit into the Nets rotation without KD and Kyrie, Vaughn said, if you go small with Ben, you have to figure out if you can get enough rebounds with them. So we have a lot of work to do. We'll face them directly, we'll figure it out. We have the right people to figure out what to do. We'll figure out if I should mix and match different parts of the game, and if you should be able to have a group and run with it. But you can see the challenges that lie ahead.
Then if you go small with Ben, then you got to figure out, can you rebound enough with him? All right, so the challenges are ahead of us. We'll look them head on. We'll figure it out.
Simmons talked about how he wasn't sure what his role in the team was before the game. Simmons said, everything has been changing all year, so it's hard to really know what's going on. But I hope we can find a rhythm and consistency. It's not the same. It's something different coming off the bench. So I'm willing to do whatever the team needs from us to win. During the TV show, Sarah Kustok, an analyst for Yes Network who follows the Brooklyn Nets, was able to understand how hard it was for head coach Jacques Vaughn. It comes down to production, consistency, and availability. And those things haven't always been there. When you have obvious weaknesses in your game, it can be hard for the coach to figure out who you should be on the court with and how that should look and work, Kustok said. Yes, Network's Frank Isola agreed with his colleague when he said that Simmons needs to be responsible for his own problems and can't expect Vaughn to solve them.
It's just sad to watch because we all know what this guy was as recently as 2 years ago. I just now have reached the point where, like, I hope we see the old Ben Simmons or 75% of it again, because the guy that's playing now is a broken player.
During an appearance on NBA Today earlier on Wednesday, former NBA champion and current ESPN analyst Kendrick Perkins didn't hold back when he criticized the Australian-born superstar in a harsh way. Perkins said,
I don't know why we expecting Ben Simmons to be an all-star caliber player or return back to being an all-star caliber player. The guy's lost. He's scared. He's allergic to the basket.
I don't know why we thought Ben Simmons would go back to being an all-star player. The guy is alone. He's afraid. He can't touch the basket. Ben Simmons is interesting because when he played with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, he said on record, "We have the potential to be the best team in the league." Since coming back to play this season with the Brooklyn Nets, Ben Simmons has had a hard time. The ESPN writer who works with Perkins, Zach Lowe, felt sorry for the 26-year-old.
I'm out of takes on Ben Simmons. I'm out of takes. He's the third string center of the Brooklyn Nets. Let that sink in. Ben Simmons is the Nets' third-string center.
I have nothing else to say about Ben Simmons, Lowe said. He's the Brooklyn Nets' third-string center, and it's easy to find fault with him every time he catches the ball under the rim and throws it out. We could do it every night, at every game. It's really sad to see.
Every time he catches the ball under the rim and throws it out, it's the low-hanging fruit of NBA analysis. We can do it every game, every night. I've reached a point where I just feel bad for him, and I know he's making $35 million.
Simmons' value has dropped since last season, so it's hard to tell what his market is like right now, but Gottlieb's report makes it sound like it's almost non-existent. If Simmons doesn't find a spark and show that he's worth his high price for the rest of the season, it could be hard for the Nets to get valuable pieces back. They might even have to sweeten the deal, like the Lakers did with Russell Westbrook's contract, to get a team to take Simmons' contract. Westbrook's contract, on the other end, was about to end.
That's the smart thing. Right back up. Here goes Russ with the left hand. Russell, Westbrook, left hand. Lakers are on their way to their first win of the year.
And he's done a lot more on the court this season in LA than Ben has in Brooklyn. It's a sad, sad reality for a player who wasn't long ago on the verge of becoming a face of the league. After Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving left the Brooklyn Nets, people thought Ben Simmons would make a step forward. The Australian point guard never got along well with his old teammates, but they were never mean to each other. So it was surprising when he took a shot at Kyrie Irving, while saying that the Nets are doing well now that there's no drama, but that things have changed much for the people of Brooklyn. Jacques Vaughn has already said that he doesn't think Simmons is a good fit for the team, especially since they got a lot of new players when they traded Kyrie and Durant.
Ben was knee soreness. In my eyes, I'll say this, is for everyone to play every game and to do what's necessary to be prepared to play every game. You just have to give credit to the guys who were prepared to play, ready to play, did what was necessary to get their bodies ready to play.
Simmons seems to agree with his head coach, but he's keeping a low profile to show that he's willing to help the team in any way they need, which isn't clear right now. Simmons told Christian Winfield of the New York Daily News that he has no idea what his role is on this Nets team. He doesn't even know what he'll do next on the team. Simmons says he has no idea what his role will be on this new look team moving forward. Everything has been changing all year, so it's hard to really know what's going on, he said Monday morning after the shoot-around. It's not the same. It's something different coming off the bench. So I'm willing to do whatever the team needs for us to win. Simmons hasn't been able to make a difference on the Nets, and many people have criticized him for it. Since his infamous second-round series against the Atlanta Hawks in 2021,
Simmons, they cleared out for him. Tapping his way in. Spins on Gallinari. Gives it up. Oh, he was right there. And a foul as Thibault goes to the basket.
the former #1 overall pick hasn't been the same. At least the Philadelphia 76ers got to see Simmons at his best, but the Nets seem to be getting less and less happy with his play. He needs to find that spark again, or the players in his team will have a hard time. Unfortunately, guys, that's all the time we had for today. Thanks for tuning in. Till next time.